Okay, good evening, everybody. I already posted a lot of videos just now, and I made a video today with one of the friends I've known for a while. Not a real close friend. I mean, I do consider him a friend, but I didn't, I've talked to him over the years. But today I felt it was good to, he would be like part of the people that have been around for many years. And he had a very good testimony, just me talking to him, the parts that you did not see. I just turned the video on late. And I was debating to do one more video. Let me explain. I might title this, Did Members of Taking Back the Bluff Solicit Two of My Friends Today, not knowing I was there? Where you saw me make the video is a place where it's not where normally I would be. And I don't believe he obviously did not realize I was there. The people that are part of that group, sometimes we know which vehicles they are. As you see, I posted a license plate of one of them. And I'll tell you, they're out there. The other day when I was doing the turnaround, they didn't see me. I was coming back from the water spot doing the turnaround where it's called Bluff Drive. But there was a guy in a truck seeing one of my homeless friends, Raven, who was sitting under the turnaround. And it was crowded. It was about like 5 o'clock, 4:30 when I was coming back to the house. And I was just doing the turnaround underneath to do the U-turn, but this guy in the blue truck, and it had a white cross painted on the back, which I thought didn't look good, because what he did was beep, 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 beep at the homeless guy by the name of Raven. And he was turning his head around, looking at him. That guy was a traffic hazard, and he wasn't doing it towards me. And it was real aggressive. That's what this group does. So over time, all of the people that are getting harassed by this group know the vehicles. Now, as we were sitting on this property today, where you saw me make that video that I said made today, it was about 4 hours of just fellowship, really, talking to different friends of mine. A minister friend of mine that feeds handed out plates. Next week at that location he's going to feed. So one of the trucks that the people identify as part of the group, John, that's one of the trucks that's always harassing us, okay? That's how they say it. That's how we know, oh, that's the truck. So he drove by a few times. And my friend got mad, who lives there, the son of the man who owns that home. I don't need to, they would testify to all this. It's their property. But the son of the man, who's also a good friend of mine, he said, there they go again, one of these people that do that. And he went by 3 or 4 times. And the boy got up mad in the street. And the truck came back and asked this: would any of those girls basically have sex if I give them ice? Would any of those girls, and there were a few girls there, meaning homeless friends, have sex for methamphetamine? Now, I will tell you, that is the most ironic thing you could imagine. That people in this group are out beeping, harassing, following. And according to the homeowner's son, it's one of those people. It's the group who follows, John. It's one of them. That's what he said as it drove by 3 or 4 times. It was a dark colored vehicle. It was a truck, late model truck, maybe the rims. I saw it through the fence because we were doing the fellowship. But they asked if any of the girls, I don't need to give you the names of the girls that were there, but they were there. Everybody would testify to this. And the man wanted to know if he could have sex with either of the girls if he gave them methamphetamine. Let me just say this. Could I prove that it was part of that group? The reason we think it's part of that group is because they know which vehicles are the ones that are doing it. But this was like an off-the-path street where he might not be aware that these are people that know those vehicles. I find that real disturbing to me. And let me add why. The people in that group called Taking Back the Bluff, the reason they're so aggressive in their vehicles is because officers are part of that group. And so I'm sure the cops have reassured them not to solicit. In no way am I saying the cops would be telling them do that. But I'm sure they've told them, in their view, everything they're doing is legal. And I tried to explain before, in their stated purpose, they're stating things that are illegal. If you go to the site on Facebook called Taking Back the Bluff, it'll say in their introduction, unless they changed it, it says we're going to use all, quote, legal means, nonviolent means to let the homeless population know that they are unwanted and unwelcome, meaning they are targeting through harassment, following, beeping the horn, running them off the road. The other problematic part of that is, does that apply to minorities? Would you do that to black people to make them feel uncomfortable? I mentioned all that before. I believe their stated goal is a violation of federal law, meaning to purposely make a particular group uncomfortable. Now, locally, I know they're probably not aware of that. That's why I'll mention that again. But that happened today. That happened today. And it was a late model truck. And the people at the property identified it as that's one of those people, that's one of those trucks that's basically part of that group. And then when he went to the street and came back, the man asked if he could solicit two of the homeless women for giving them ice, which is methamphetamine. Don't you find that ironic? Now, I can't prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that it was that group. But it was all the same things that the guys that are driving around in the trucks, the same type of thing. And the fact that they would be so bold to actually do that, and that they would feel that they have cover. You understand? They feel that they have cover to go out and to do what they're doing. So that happened today. I don't want to waste a whole this will just be, I'll end it with that, because that happened today. Today's date, whatever it was, May 9th, 2020. And the other thing I would think is maybe that person in that truck felt he had a little more protection because they're emboldened. Okay? So this will be, I don't want to do too many updates. They've been out in force, the last few weeks. And some of it was dangerous because the incident with Raven, it was very like traffic out. He was turning his head around, beeping, yelling out, looking at him, and then I noticed because came behind him, I didn't follow him. And he had a white cross painted on his truck. I would just say for the local community to just be aware. Just be aware of that group. And I believe it should be taken off of Facebook.